Well, I'm in a little bit of a pickle, especially with the phone dead now. It was on 100% when I left my hotel this morning. The battery is just, 6-year-old phone. But then now I'm on like this straight stretch of road. I need a taxi. Uber isn't working. One taxi went by, kept cruising, so I'm on a kind of desolate road in the cold. It is really cold. Like, it's got to be getting pretty close to freezing. Hey there, good afternoon. It is right around noon. Finally leaving Prague after an amazing 5 days. Such an incredible city. So my plans, as I discussed previously, have changed. I'm not going to Czech Krumlov today. Instead, I'm going to Karlovy Vary. People had recommended it. It is in the exact opposite direction from Czech Krumlov, and so it just kind of makes more sense for my route to go there first. I discovered that it is a thermal springs town. There are lots of hot springs, and I am a hot springs enthusiast, so it also looks really beautiful. So decided to go ahead and head over there, and then we'll see. The route may change again. I am definitely getting more and more interested in the Czech Republic and seeing more. This is a really, really interesting country. So finally getting beyond Prague, and we have a change in the weather. A very welcome change. Yesterday was cold, wet. Today is a little less cold and beautiful sunshine. So once again, I need to get over to the train station to catch a train. It is about an hour-and-a-half train ride, I believe, to Karlovy Vary. I don't have a ticket booked yet, but they go every hour apparently. So in my last video, I tried to catch a tram right here, but I didn't have the right ticket for it, and so at the train station I got the right ticket, which I have here, 120 Czech koruna, and so I was expecting to catch the tram here, but now the road's all blocked off. Maybe it's a Sunday market.
Can you pass the bridge on the other side?
Oh, sure.
Yes.
Yeah, not a problem. So today is April 21st. Feeling much more like spring today. Yeah, definitely some sort of a street market. But this kind of foils my plans to catch the tram, so I might end up walking it once again to the train station. Let's find out. All right, it does not seem to be a street fair. I'm wondering if it's a filming scene. Or whatever Bet 365 is. Could it be like the end of a run? Yes, a run. Start by the looks of it. Interesting running uniforms, robes. Maybe that's just to stay warm until they start running, and then they'll take it off, and they have shorts under there. That's probably what's going on. Not the bathrobe run. Okay, well, there's a tram going the wrong direction. the right direction for somebody, not for me. All right, looking good. That ticket is for 24 hours, so I can use it again. The tracks turn this way, so it has to, but the train station is out that way. Oh, maybe I want to be on that one. You'd think that there would be trams heading for the train station, maybe further up that way towards the center. Oh well, might be walking it again. Back at this big square with the museum up there. And this is really kind of a central area in Prague. The happening spot. All right, half a mile to the train station. Ooh, there's a tram there. Excellent. Yeah, no worries. Cheers. 40 koruna, $2. All right, let's try to catch a tram. Looks like that's a stop right there. Get another shot of the museum. And tram coming this way. Train station should be just up here. And here we have an amazing synagogue. $12.40. And today, I know exactly where to go to get the ticket. Over here. Ticket accomplished. It is currently 12:49. The next train to Karlovy Vary leaves at 1:38. So I have 50 minutes, which I'm kind of happy about, so that I can get another of those beers that I got yesterday. Really tasty one at a bar and restaurant back here. That's what I'm talking about. A Rufus beer, 65 koruna. It's busy in the train station today. Getting some stuff done.
Train RJ number 135 operated at English
Oh my god. I I screwed up. Might have. Yes. Oh my god. I was thinking it was at 13:38. I was thinking that the train was leaving at 1:38. And then I looked at the board at 1:27, thinking I had 10 minutes to spare. There wasn't a train on the board at that time. And then I realized maybe I'm 10 minutes off. Checked, saw the platform, ran, and luckily the train is leaving a few minutes late because it's 1:31. Oh man, so glad that I caught this. The next train to Karlovy Vary leaves at 1:38, so I have 50 minutes. Oh, okay. So yeah, I think this is, Karlovy Vary. No matter how much you travel, you still make mistakes. I had it in my head, 1:38, was checking the clock on my computer, thought it was all good, screwed up, got lucky. Okay, let's find a seat. And here we go, leaving at 1:36. So lucky, this train was late.
Lives here, yeah? Not just live. He is just now here on this train station.
Oh, okay. No, I'm okay. I can get to my hotel from here. So,
okay.
yeah.
So
Thank you.
bye and have a nice while.
You too, man. What was your name?
Vojta.
Vojta?
Do you want to give? Do you want to Facebook ads or some?
I can tell you it's Gabriel Traveler on Facebook.
I will send you a message and
Okay.
we will see.
Right on, man. Good to meet you, bro.
Yeah.
Take it easy. Karlovy Vary, my destination. Man, oh man, that was an interesting journey. I shall explain once I get out of the train station here. It's about a mile walk to my hotel. It is chilly here. It was, getting sunnier and warmer in Prague, but here, cloudy and quite cold. Luckily, there are hot springs here. That is the main reason why I decided to come. All right, let's get out of the train station. Hello. Spa Resort Sansuti?
Yeah.
About how much?
Jirko!
Hello. Dobry den. Spa Resort Sansuchi?
Yep.
About, do you know how much?
Krona do euro.
Corona.
Krona. Meter, 500 kron.
500.
Yes, car, do you want to some?
No, thank you. No, thanks. Just gonna walk it. The problem is that my connection is really slow and I couldn't get maps to pull up. So he said 500 kroner. That is about $18, I think. It's a mile drive. There's no way that is the real local price for a taxi here in the Czech Republic. So my hotel is a little bit more of a walk than I thought, because when I had calculated it before, when I was back in Prague, then it was more from the city center. So it is actually 4.4 kilometers, but that is just an 8-minute drive. So still, that was, I'm sure, a rip-off price that he was trying to give me. So it is more of a walk than I want to do. 53 minutes, especially with this backpack and everything. So let's get into the city center. I can check Uber. I was kind of thinking Uber wouldn't work in this smaller town. That is definitely the best way to go. So Uber wasn't working, and now my battery is almost dead on my phone. So I definitely need to find a taxi, because I don't want to go, tromping in that general direction trying to find this hotel and not have a phone that can show me the way. So a little bit of a quandary here, but no big deal. Where is the town? Because this is supposed to be a gorgeous town. I'm obviously not in the gorgeous part. Well, I'm in a little bit of a pickle, especially with the phone dead now. It was on 100% when I left my hotel this morning. The battery is just, 6-year-old phone. And so I asked a guy which way to the center of, what's the town now? Karlovy Vary. And he pointed me this general direction. But then now I'm on like this straight stretch of road. I need a taxi. Uber isn't working. Not going to try to figure out the buses. One taxi went by, kept cruising, so, no huge deal. I'll figure this out, but for now, I'm on a kind of desolate road in the cold. It is really cold. Like, it's got to be getting pretty close to freezing. At this point, I'm not 100% certain that I made the right choice deciding to skip Český Krumlov and come here instead. But perhaps that will change once I get to, especially my hotel is really nice. It has like a big swimming pool, hot tubs and stuff, and then the center of town is supposed to be really nice. So just got to get this transportation situation sorted. Come on, taxi. Because I'm not even, fully certain about that being the right direction. I could walk that way a ways, and then turns out that's wrong if the guy misunderstood me or who knows what. So I'm basically kind of hanging out waiting for a taxi. The only way that I could get my phone back up and running is to plug it into my computer and charge it up that way, but then that involves, you know, sitting around in the cold waiting for some period of time. Oh, bolt. How much in Czech?
440.
440?
Yeah.
This is the meter price?
Huh?
This is the meter price?
Co to je meter price? Nevím, meter price.
This seems expensive for 10 minutes.
To je normál, tak za meter.
This is the normal price? So decent Wi-Fi speeds. Not as fast as in Prague, but that will do. And a nice room here with a view. Pretty forests. Attached bathroom. It is $65, and that includes breakfast and use of the spas. The whole, you know, operation here. So one of the reasons that I booked this place is, for one thing, the price was very reasonable, especially considering that it includes, there is like a big swimming pool, hot tub, sauna. I will be finding out more soon. I'm here for 3 nights. So the idea was for this to be a nice, relaxing experience. Not so relaxing getting here, but I finally made it. So there is much to explain, and so I will do my best to explain it as briefly as I can when I am quite wiped out. First, I will address the taxi situation. And so after that last clip where I was stuck on the desolate road there, then I finally decided that I just had to go back to the train station and catch a taxi from there, because there just weren't any more coming along there. And so I walked back, and fortunately, at least it was a different guy, not the same guy that I had talked to before, who tried to charge me $500. But again, it just felt shady. There were only 2 taxis sitting there, and one didn't have anyone in it. And so that was it. That was my choice if I wanted to actually finally get here and stop, you know, the spiraling vortex of just trying to get a ride out here. And so I asked him how much. He wouldn't say. He said meter. And so I was just finally like, okay, let's do it. And I was expecting him to try to overcharge me. But the way that we went turned out to be totally opposite from that road that I was on. So that was totally wrong. So good thing that I didn't go walking down there. And so I go ahead and get in there, and then we drive out here. And I would say it was less than 10 minutes, like 7, 8 minutes, something like that. And as much as I know about the prices here in the Czech Republic, then that was, you know, definitely overcharging. The 440 that he charged me. So the 500 that the first guy was trying to charge me was $21. There's no way that that is the local price for a you know, less than 10-minute taxi ride. But that is the deal. Taxi drivers are notoriously, you know, just untrustworthy. No Uber here. What you gonna do? Too far to walk. The phone being dead wasn't even that big of a situation at that point, because I knew the name of the hotel that I was trying to get to. And by the way, this place is awesome. It is going to be really fun to hang out here for a couple of days. But and so he gets me to the hotel, and as you saw there, then he asked for 440, and the problem is no meter in the taxi. This is what happened in Kazakhstan. He says meter, and then there's no meter to look at. He had his phone, but he didn't even show me anything on the phone. He just then says it's 440. So he probably just pulled that out of his, you know, who knows where. And so as you saw there, then I said that seemed expensive. He says that's the normal price. So what you gonna do? Get in some big argument? when, it's 18 bucks. It's just not worth your time to, dig in at that point to try to save a few dollars, and who knows what's going to happen. So I am totally fine with paying whatever the real price is. If 21 bucks was the fair price, great. I want the taxi drivers to be happy and be well compensated for their work, but I know that that is just a ripoff. I just want to pay the fair rate. And so I get to the reception desk and I ask her, how much do you think a taxi would be to the train station? And she said, oh, maybe like $2.20. So that is half of what that guy charged me. But whatever, that's what it was. I got here, and not the end of the world to spend. That was like maybe 18 bucks. So getting back to the train, then that ended up being a much longer train ride than expected. So I had looked online yesterday when I was trying to make up my mind of my plans, and saw that there was a train that would take an hour and a half to get here. And that is actually one of the things that kind of made up my mind to come here. Was I thought, okay, fairly short, quick train ride. And then it's a really beautiful place, as you can see. And then with the hot springs and everything. So I figured it was worth coming out here. I think it is definitely going to be worth it. But I go to the train station and ask them about the next train to Karlovy Vary here. And she says, as I already mentioned, there was one in like 45 minutes. And so I, get the ticket there. And then I get on the train, and so at some point then I check our progress on Google Maps, and we are going like straight north, whereas this city is straight west of Prague. But it was definitely the right train. I mean, it was clearly marked that we were going here. And so it was this roundabout route going up north and then west a bit, and then coming down from there. 3 hour, 15 minutes is what it ended up taking. It was a beautiful drive. There was like castles and trees and rivers and cool towns and local houses and stuff like that. So it was all good, but it just took longer than I expected. And thinking about that, I realized, man, I'm so glad that I actually got on that train, because if I had been on the next train whenever it left, it would have been probably at least an hour or so to catch the next train. And then if I had been on that same route, then it would have been even later, and it ended up being later than I expected as it was. Although who knows, maybe the next train would have been one that was going more direct and I could have actually gotten here sooner, but she didn't recommend that or anything. Seems like the lady at the ticket counter there would have mentioned if there was a train that left later but would actually get me here sooner. But anyways, that was the deal. And then wanted to mention about the beer. So the guy there selling snacks and beer and everything on the train had two types of beer. So there was the Pilsner Urquell, which I got first, and then I also got a Budva. So Budva is Budweiser. That is the origins of Budweiser in the U.S. Like the most popular beer in the U.S. is Budweiser. It's Budva from the Czech Republic. And so I figured, okay, it's time to try, the real Budweiser. So first of all, the Urquell was totally average, just completely, didn't taste like hardly anything. I was not, impressed. And so also I wanted to try the other beer to see how it was. So got that one, and it was even worse, just terrible, like literally pretty much the worst beer that I've ever had. I've never liked Budweiser anyways, but I thought maybe the Budweiser here is better, but no. So I took like 3 sips of that and then just dumped it. It was just not worth my time. So fortunately, there are better beers. That Rufus that I had in the train station, really good, very tasty. But as is often the case, the national beer is just usually just very, average and nothing remarkable. And then I was listening to Led Zeppelin there, and the idea there was I wanted to listen to some of the Led Zeppelin albums that I hadn't heard as much, because obviously, they're just one of the best bands ever. And their first 4 albums are all epic. My favorite, though, is Physical Graffiti. So basically 5 albums of theirs are what I have listened to the most over the years. The other ones I hadn't listened to so much. So I listened to Houses of the Holy yesterday. I'd heard it before way back when I was a teenager, but I had never really, liked it that much. I just thought, let's give them another try. And sure enough, once again, I was just not that into it. And so I gave the other ones a try, their later albums, and Presence is a good one. But In Through the Outdoor, wasn't into it. The other one that I was listening to also just wasn't that great. I don't think that I had ever heard Presence before, so that was kind of a nice surprise. And then the last thing that I wanted to mention was the changing of the carriages there on the train. So we got to that northern city, and then at that point, then the train turns around and starts going backwards. And so that's when it started going, back in this direction. But I don't like sitting backwards on the train. So I go walking up the train to try to find another seat that is facing the, way that we're going. There were none in the carriage that I was in. And so then I get to the next carriage and I noticed that it looked nicer and there was lots of seats available there. And then the ticket checker comes along before I've actually committed to taking a seat. And so I just ask him, is this the first class carriage? And he says, yes. And so I ask him, can I pay for an upgrade? And he says, yes. And so the upgrade was only 79 Czech koruna, which is only like $3.50. So totally worth it for the upgrade for the nicer carriage there. But then it turned out that there was this group of kind of rowdy guys, one of whom I was talking to there when I got off the train, and they were playing music kind of loud. And anyways, it all worked out. Nice train ride there. Got here, and now I can relax for the next 3 nights, 2 full days here, the spa experience. I will show you all that in another video. I am exhausted. Going to take a break, head for the pool, hot tubs, etc. Relax for the evening, get some food. There are restaurants here on site, so I'll show you what I get for dinner there. So more coming from Karlovy Vary.